What's going on, guys? Today I want to welcome you to the Home Gym 3.0. As you can see, after 7 years, we have finally moved out from that small room and into this beautiful garage gym. All thanks to your support. So it's been a lot of years accumulating this equipment, mostly from Bells of Steel, and big shout out to them as well because they provided a lot of these goodies. And so now my gym is essentially complete, although I could always use a little bit more items. Kind of get a little bit spoiled with the home gym world. But basically, I'm gonna give you a tour of this place. As you can see, I'm looking pretty short in here, not just because I am, but because we got 14 feet ceilings, which I wasn't even expecting at the start. I'm used to 8-foot ceilings. So when I would do my pull-ups, I would have to put my head all the way back. I had to be careful and I couldn't do muscle-ups. But now, yeah, I can finally start doing some weighted muscle-ups. This is cold. No warm-up, I think you get the point. And another thing you might notice, originally when I got the Hydro Rack by Bells of Steel, I wanted it as big as possible. This way I could do supersets in and out of the rack. But what I quickly realized was I find myself just using one side and the supersets became inefficient. And then I saw a video by Alan Thrall showing his Hydro Rack setup, and he had a much smaller garage gym than me. I see him with the 24 inches and I'm like, this is perfect. And even if you look in the past, there's a popular power rack that was 2x2 and 24 inches, which all the West Side athletes use to hit elite bench presses, squats, and deadlifts. So all I realistically needed was a way for me to do rack pulls inside the rack, which you can see I have enough space. Powerlifters have been doing this forever, which opens up my space considerably, or else the power rack would be out to here and it closes off my usable area. So it was a no-brainer. Nowadays, I just use the inside for storage in the back, like my dip attachment right here. Constantly maxing on that thing, very stable. And little goodie, magnetic pins, as opposed to those red pins that you gotta set up every time, quite annoying. This is just in and out, super efficient, you know? So I use the back for storage. You can see on the side right here, got my Olympic dumbbells. Now, I'm also gonna show you my better set soon, but this is if I wanna do little isolation movements with, say, 40 to 55 pounds. It's not for the big stuff. And then Strength Shot belt, I bought this with my own money. It's actually a more narrow belt. It's not those super thick powerlifting belts, which is better when you're doing acid grass squats or even front squats, for example. Like you see how there's no obstructions from doing RDLs. You don't have this big thing in the way. So that's why I got it. It's also vegan. To me, that's important. In the back, this is 60 pounds of chains. And this is 30 pounds of chains. Again, I bought this with my own money from Bells of Steel before they sponsored me. And this is the daisy chain that you use to set the correct height. Because a lot of guys are gonna buy these weird collars where the chains are just looping over, but that's not accommodating the resistance. You want it such that in the bottom, they're basically all on the floor, and as you press up, they lengthen. And then for the bigger chain, I got myself these larger straps. These are like tree swing straps. It's the same thing. I'm gonna put links in the description. I'm Conjugate, and all I really needed was a rack where I could do stuff inside, and 24 inches is the perfect measurement. I didn't want to do a half rack, which would be like 16 or 17 inches, because then you can't use the inside, and you have to get the front stabilizers if you want to do pressing with bands. So here I still have storage. I can do everything that I want. I got my plates over here, so I'm literally going back and forth like this. Very efficient. And in this current space, I actually am not restricted anymore, you know? In the old home gym, I was literally like this. I had to be like that with my back against the wall. It was real tight, you know? So those days are gone. Really happy about that. you know? I'm really blessed, but I also continue to do the ghetto lat pull down because it really is an S tier exercise. Like, it's not just because it was the only thing I had. So I set it up right here, get on the floor, I do inverted rows, pull downs, all kinds of stuff. But realistically, if I want to get a good cable workout in, I'm going to show you that in a bit. But one more thing I got to show you. So now I basically bench outside the rack. And this right here, this is my trusty Thompson Fat Pad. I bought the first edition in 2018. And then I ended up giving it away to my friend when he needed a home gym. I always got you. And I missed it so much because it was the most stable bench I ever used. I actually bought it a second time. And this is very expensive. So the 2.0 version, look at that. This is the Coupe Special knurled handle. It's like the Ohio Power Bar. So there's also, you just grab it like this. You can roll it around, no problem. You can even store it vertically, so I don't have to worry about space. And really, the main benefit of this thing is that it's freaking wide. If you got any width, if you specialize in weighted pull-ups, you're a broader dude. Like Greg Valentino always said, if I can't get taller, I'll just get wider. And that's been my motto as well. So, you know, if I'm on this freaking narrow bench, 10, 11 inches, like there's a lot of scapular overhang. Whereas here, check this shit out. I'm spreading my back, you know? Oh man, scaps are stable. And you know what? That's important for hypertrophy, for maximum motor unit recruitment. So this is another reason why the bench press could be optimal. Bench on a freaking fat pad. So either get this or the Hero Bench by Bells of Steel. But of course, it's only a freaking flat bench, right? What about the inclines and stuff like that? Well, this is where we got the Buzzsaw Bench by Bells of Steel. This is my upgrade over the 3.0 regular adjustable that they sent me a while back. But basically, I have some attachments over here. This gives me a proper decline angle, you know? So you know I love my decline dumbbell extensions. If I want to max out on the decline bench press as well, it makes me like a fatter person. So if I wanted to know what can I do at like 200 pounds body weight, the decline is a good test of that. So I do think it has value for the raw bench. But most importantly, I can do Nordic curls on this thing. And hamstrings are probably my weakest body part, so I especially wanted that feature. Basically, you do progressive range of motion. Stick your legs in here, okay? Extend out those hips, not the bent version, and you lower yourself, you know? So once you could do like 3 sets of 10, you lower one more. And as you can see, I have a long way to go on this. By the way, the bench is not unstable. It's the floor that's not level on this part because we're in a garage. So, you know, I got to work these in. I got to get my torso all the way down in a flat position. The reason why I have this thing is so that when I'm in the freaking power rack, I could do my high incline benching. And by the way, this right here also gives you stability through the legs. So you're doubling down on that. So this bench right here can support 1,000 pounds. It's wider than most adjustable benches. Actually quite similar to my fat pad. I mean, not as wide obviously, but you get some very good coverage. Because you got the stability right here from the legs, it's like you're not going anywhere, which I really like on overhead pressing or just incline pressing as a whole. Everybody needs an adjustable bench in their home gym, unless you just want to be like a flat overhead press specialist, you know? Which don't get me wrong, that'll get you far, but in a bodybuilding context, it's limited. And for me personally, I like doing progressive range of motion angles with various bars, and of course, my heavy dumbbells, which I guess I'll show you right now. The Pepin Olympic dumbbells. Ooh, there's some big boys, you know? Can do all kinds of stuff with this, you know? Goes up to about 120 pounds. I just bought a bunch of 10-pound plates, and then I got an extra pair of 5s, 2.5s, and even some micro plates. So this is where I do heavy incline pressing, heavy shoulder pressing, not as much flat, unless I'm using Cyborg Precision Technique. But these are by far the best Olympic dumbbells in the market. Just for comparison, these are the Bells of Steel adjustable. The handle's a little bit longer, so a bit more unstable. And because these sleeves are long, It's like they get in the way sometimes. The benefit of this though is that this handle is heavier. You can literally just strap on a bunch of 10-pound plates, put a band on the side, and you can actually go above 120. And it's good if you want to put a 25-pound plate and then a bunch of 10s. So now you could do like some heavy croc rows, you know, or heavy dumbbell shrugs. This is the tool I would use for that. But the Pepins, I mean, I know you guys have heard really good things about them. They're super heavy duty. Like, look at this freaking knurling. They actually feel better than the ones in commercial gyms, you know? Of course, they're like spin lock, but it's Olympic at the same time. So use the weights you already have. They're the best dumbbells I've ever used, by far. Like in a home gym context, if you already got 10-pound plates, get these, or else invest in the Fast Series. They came out recently. I plan on getting my hands on those too. David Pepin is actually not too far from me. We do live in Quebec after all. So dumbbells, must have, power rack. It's an essential, just enough clearance on the inside and the outside. So I mostly bench out here. Of course, gotta have these, bro. These are the spotter arms by Bells of Steel. I usually put at number 12. This so that you don't kill yourself. You can do pin squats in here. Although personally, I do it with the straps on the inside. So I do strap pulls and strap squats. But over here, this is where I'm benching. It's not gonna bend, it's very stable, it's gonna save you. Anyone who's just benching the station that doesn't have this in some kind of way, even if it's short out to here, like, you're playing with fire for nothing. Store them away right here, done deal. By the way, because this is like a universal port attachment, I'll also be getting a new Preacher Curl attachment, the Larry Scott one by Golden Era Bookworm. So look out for that. As I mentioned earlier, this gym is not fully complete. And speaking of Bells of Steel, or in general, you see this side of the gym? Oh yeah, I tighten this real good because I want maximum stability, but I have this dead zone in the gym, you know? It's pretty long, and because I can store that bench vertically, what I'm thinking of doing is installing a deadlift platform right here. Now technically, you don't need it. I can do rack pulls, I can deadlift right outside the rack, there's nothing wrong with that, but why not be a bit bougie? Got the space, and I also got a freaking deadlift bar. Right here. This is the strong arm deadlift bar. I bought it my own money. I actually prefer it over the Texas deadlift bar. I used to have one, I got rid of it. This, if you put a bumper plate on the inside, and then a bunch of cast iron on the rest, get some nice whip. Works well on unconventional lifts, sumo deadlifts if you want to lift more, although it's kind of cheating in that way. Not that sumo itself is bad. But that's what I would use for heavy-ass deadlifts over 600 pounds. But yeah, I'm thinking of putting a deadlift platform there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna leave the bench here. So you just stow it away. I'm gonna put these dumbbells away in the past. I used to have them right here. But you see it's gonna roll a bit, so that's one thing. Because we're training a garage gym, I also got some mats right here, you know? So these are horse stall mats, again, by Bells of Steel, about 2 inches thick. So you can stack these up and do some block pulls. Got the Vornado on deck. Oh my God, that feels good. Over here, you can't really tell, but there's a, this is my storage area. That's a little foot plate, so I could do seated cable rows. Got the straps and some freaking gymnastic rings. I live on these, and because I got these tall ceilings, I can technically mount it, and that would work. Although I don't want to be drilling up there and I want to be able to adjust it on the go. So I'm probably just going to suspend it off the pull-up bar and that's going to be that. But rings must have if you're into calisthenics. I also got a little bin on the side where there's a bunch of extra stuff that I brought over. Got some jump rope. There's a speed rope actually. Hopefully I don't hit you. You know, so now this is what I do for cardio. Jump rope. 1,000 skips a day and burpees every day. 125 to 300. Just keep going. It's going to build your cardio up and it's a lot more efficient. Liu Shaojun squat shoes. They sent me these. I'm also wearing the deadlift shoes so you get traction. See that? So I can spread apart, but I'm still barefoot. So I don't have these sweaty feet. Used by the Olympic weightlifter, of course. These are the most stable squat shoes I've ever used as well. They're very high quality. Nice wedge, firm, good traction. You see that? Official. So we got to talk about squats, yeah? Belt squat machine, bells of steel, soundbar in the back for some cool music, fan, freaking remote, and then I just plug that into the wall. I'm no longer at an angle, which is great. I actually didn't show you the belt squat last time, but this is the Spud Inc. medium belt squat belt with a large carabiner. This way you get more travel. I also set this vertically so that the plates get low. So all you do is clip on, okay? I like to get into a strong position. You can either do no hands, like that, maintaining an upright torso. You can go even further back, and check this out. You could do like a pendulum belt squat, sissy style, you know? But I typically go a bit closer, just like that. Boom. All quads. There's no good morning squat. It's actually impossible. The only way you could cheat is if you're here, and then you kind of hunch forward and use your arms. But if you have your arms here on the side, or if you dismount this, put some plate pegs, you're good to go. So I put the arms right here. Boom. The arms are not assisting. You can get a bit closer if you want. Boom. Lean back. Boom. Okay? The direction of resistance is what makes it quad biased. If I step back all the way here, it's like doing a Spanish squat. I really feel my quads here, even though the tibia is not going as forward. If I stand close, then I go forward. It's still having a similar effect, but through a different way, okay? And then got a calf block. This is really good because, first of all, traction, more traction here. Boom, full stretch. The calves do experience stretch medial hypertrophy. So you get down here, boom, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. And you don't have to go all the way up, you can leave a slight bend, so lengthen partials. Go very heavy on these. You could also lean forward, like that, and do donkey calf raises. So this is what I use this belt squat for. Regular belt squats, sissy squats, and calf work. Clip in and out, that easy. I also put on my attachments right here. Okay. These are the Kenzui neutral grips. So if I want to do wide grip, neutral pull-ups, lines me up well, no golfer's elbow, no shoulder discomfort. Easy peasy. Now you may notice that I also hang my chest expanders here. I've graduated to the Super Springs. This is a normal one by Robert Baraban. I got 2 super, 1 regular. It's kind of like doing 8 springs. I'm not warmed up right now, but this is what I usually do for rep work. And then on the side, look how much bigger this is. This is called the Roll-On, Robert Baraban's newest creation. In memory of Fred Roll-On, I bought the chest expander because of Fred. If you look at that infamous photo from the 1920s, this is all he used. And just to say, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. This is 3 springs. Fred was able to do all 5. Okay, you see me bench 4 or 5? Look at this. Okay, Fred did 5. Boom. 1920s, he was doing this shit with 2 extra super springs. You don't need drugs, you just need hard work. And this is the best thing I ever did for my rear delts and even upper back. The definition in the mid traps is insane. I live by this thing, use the super springs, it's length and bias because it can't even extend all the way through. Use the regular ones, and of course, I got expanders all over the damn place. This is 7 springs, significantly easier. You know, I don't know if I could do a horizontal one now, but there you have it. Get stronger at this, it's gonna blow up your yoke. And you may notice I got a bunch of attachments lined up on this wood. It's actually insulation so that in the wintertime I don't freeze my ass off. And I decided to keep it this color because it reminds me of a Olympic weightlifting platform. And in general, my house is kind of Japandi vibes, if you catch my drift. So I got the black in the wood, and then because Like my barbell's the gold. I just think it looks nice. Like, what do you guys think? I still got some extra paint. I can use the same color as these walls, or I could just have a little bit of contrast, because if you look at the ceiling, it's white. So I decided to keep the walls black, ceiling white. This way it's not too dark. I can actually like see in here. And yeah, I like this because it reminds me of weightlifting platforms. It just looks really cool. So it's like a mixture of old school and then new school with the black, you know? And speaking of this black color, it's by Sherwin-Williams. It's the tricorn black, and I got matte satin. The reason why I didn't get matte is because I like to use my RGB lights. You know, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I grew up watching that show. I wouldn't be here were it not for Goku and Vegeta and all the teachings of King Kai and Master Roshi, right? That's what I'm a disciple of. So with these red lights, first of all, I can reflect it on the wood. That's going to change the color. And because I didn't go with the matte, I can still get my red background and, of course, all the other colors. So to me, that's very important because I always work out with these RGB lights. It's just so freaking cool. So that's it for that. Black gym, always wanted it. I don't have any mirrors at the moment, but if I do, it's going to be on this side of the wall. I'm used to not training with mirrors. Let me know what you guys think. And then, yeah, all my cable attachments are on the side. I could get wall control, which I would stick in the corner, but I think this works well for now. My latest piece, the cable tower by Bells of Steel with the weights. Oh my God, it feels nice just being able to walk up to a piece and get to work. Obviously, I can't do tricep pushdowns with this weight, you know? But what's great about this particular piece is that you can grab it on both ends. So now I could do dual pushdowns like this. So it's perfectly going through my elbow, just like if I would do the one-arm version, but I don't need to alternate sides. Of course, I still got stability if I want to do that, but if you go both arms, then it's one-to-one pulley. Okay, so this is the same thing as what I'm used to. So that's great from a progression tracking standpoint. If I go one arm, that's one pulley. And then you got the banana loop attachment, which you can fuse this together, and now it becomes one-to-one. So if I still want to do single arm stuff with some crazy heavy weight, like if I'm going to do an iliac pull down with the entire freaking stack, then that's how you would do it. This thing could be loaded up to 250 pounds. So I think it's more than enough weight. Like I have done 300-pound lat pull downs at the gym, but that's like really horsing those loads. So if I cyborg it, and literally I just sit on the plow box like this, I'm good to go, you know? Obviously like this, you're not gonna get full clearance, but if I use the banana attachment and my mag grip, okay, this is the underhand, my absolute favorite, I can get a dead hang at the top. And then for stability, you can add the split squat leg roller, or you can even bring this over and you can get anchored. Or you can put some plate pegs through here and then strap up with like the gymnastic rings, you know? Lots of crazy ways, but you need stability through the legs, because if I try putting 210 on this thing, because it weighs more than me, I'm gonna go flying. Like I'm gonna end up doing some pull-ups, but you could get full ROM if you have something like a 12-inch plow box, or worst case, you just sit down on the floor like this, you know? And by the way, you should be bolting this thing to the floor or to the wall. The reason why I don't is because, I mean, usually I'm not lifting 210 pounds, but if I am, that's why I have this weight horn, which goes in my hydro rack, and I suspended a little kettlebell over here. So I can probably lift about 180, 190 without this thing tipping over, and that's like going all the way back. But if I put a bunch of 10-pounders on there, a couple more, which I have an excess of, as you can see, this thing is not going anywhere. As you can see, garage gym, you can work out with the door open, feels really good, fresh air. And in the wintertime, you got your natural AC, you just open up the door from the side. So you do have to clean, get yourself a freaking leaf blower, makes all the difference. But this is the cable tower. Do everything, guys, you know? Pull it down low. Now I can do all my optimal exercises. You know, if I want to hit the biceps, the lengthened position. Get right over here. Boom. Oh my God, way to stretch. And I must emphasize that with these cable towers, it's space saving, it's super smooth, you got the aluminum pulleys, and there's no angles that you can't hit. And you still have that functional trainer benefit because you got two handles. That's why I got this thing. I needed something that was space efficient. Now I could have gotten the all-in-one or the functional trainer, but that would have extended out to here, and for what? So I could do cable crossovers? I don't even do that exercise. And these actually diverge. So you see how they come out? If I'm doing rowing movements, you know, like chest supported rows, that's all I need. So I'm going in and out. I'm leveraging the rib cage. And then for curls, like, again, it's coming out. I'm still lined up. When I'm doing it behind the back, you see, like the cables move with you. They move out and in. You have to be so big, like the mountain or something, where this becomes a problem. Like you're so tall and you're so broad, but even then, like, you could do all the stuff that you need, including line cuff laterals and all the biomechanics stuff that everybody talks about. And because this uses Bells of Steel's tubing, I could put my attachments on this guy. If you get two of these things, you have yourself another power rack. There you go. It fits. So this is what I'll be using to do all my lined up exercises, 2-to-1 and 1-to-1, the best quality possible in the most space-saving format. It barely extends at all. It gives me all the space. Here I could do whatever the hell I want, you know? So you're gonna be seeing this a lot in my workout videos. Again, either it's gonna be a deadlift platform here or the new Smith attachment that Bells of Steel will release, which I can put behind the rack to extend a little bit more, or over here. So I'll figure that out. But cables, everyone needs some kind of cable system. And whether using the ghetto version like I used to use, or something like this, you can't go wrong. So lat pull down bar, shoulder bar for tries. I want to give you the Ball All Day Man special from anime. Yeah. Alex, why are you wearing sunglasses? Are you a douchebag? Well, the reason is these lights are freaking bright. And if I'm benching and I'm looking up, I mean, I don't want to get blinded to death, but over here I could look all day. So it serves a purpose, especially if I got the lights on, I'm training early. So the sun's coming through, I'm being blinded by the top, I'm gonna wear these freaking glasses. Gotta protect yourself, you know, and I do have sensitive eyes. And also got the safety goggles when I'm doing my chest expander workouts, you know, in addition to the power twister. Gold version. This thing is freaking hard. I've done it for 1 repetition. Probably can't do it right now because I worked out recently. But basically, oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know why I had so much trouble? Because I was cutting last time I tried doing this shit. That was easy. I stand corrected. Okay. That made me real happy right now. Wear goggles for safety. This is going to build your crushing strength. Speaking of crushing strength, one more little goodie I got to show you. Chest crusher. This is what Sergio Olivia and John Grimmick used to use. I removed the handles because these are pretty slippery. You get in like this. I know guys are going to say, oh, the shortened position is not as hypertrophic. Well, what if I did a bunch of stretch work beforehand? Well, this could be a good way of getting good volume in and also teaching me how to bend some freaking horseshoes. Feels good too. And teaching me how to grind on the bench. Come out here. Ooh. You know? Come on vertical. I'm freaking tired. Oh yeah. It's got the RB logo. Robert Baraban makes all kinds of Bronze Era equipment. Best on the market. You know, the roll-on, the chest expanders, all because of him. And this thing's gonna help me bench 4-5 again, the lighter body weight. What's in front of me here? You already know. West Side Barbell, Louis Simmons. I didn't show you last time how this thing works, so let me show you how fast and efficient it is. So you lay it up against the wall, it's not always propped out, opens up your space. Okay, pull it. All right, and all you gotta do is pull it out. Clip here, clip there. You see why you don't want to get a normal reverse hyper? It takes up all kinds of space, right? But because it's foldable, it's not a problem. So you put your foot through here, okay? Lay on over. Then you're just kicking the legs back. Here, you're rotating the sacrum. Squeezing the glutes, rotate. This is gonna keep you injury free. I prefer to do this for higher repetitions. The max you could store on here is a 100-pound plate and then 3 45s, or you could put 4 45s. So you're kind of limited in what you could do. But if you do high reps with low rest, at the end of your workout, it's probably all you need, okay? And you can also sit up on top like this, and you can do leg extensions. So I don't need a leg extension machine. I got this right here. This lined me up nice. And then I got the Nordic curls right there. And I do the sissy squats and the reverse Nordics. So, easy peasy. And then you can also train your neck on this particular device. So to store it away, put it right here, showing you in real time. Really pull it up. Come on. Is that not an advertisement for Westside Barbell or what? I bought this shit with my own money when it first came out. It works. Rest in peace, Louis Simmons. Speaking of Louis Simmons, Westside Power Bar 2.0. Okay. I bench 405 on this thing. Hell yeah. Check out the Westside logo. Now that we're in this section, I mean, I showed you this last time, as I did with everything else over here. But we got all my specialty bars. And most of these I bought my own money. Trap bar deadlift, bells of steel. You see me max this thing out, 700 pounds for 5 reps. Love this thing. Because it's an open design as well, I could do lunges. SSB, this is the SS3, not the new SS4. As you can see, I put it through hell. Best specialty bar for doing good mornings and squats in general. I like doing reverse SSB and the regular way. Deadlift bar, I showed you this before. And this is the Buffalo bar. Gives you extended range of motion in the bottom of a bench press. And it's good for sparing the shoulders when we talk about low bar squats or even high bar. And then we got the arch nemesis Swiss bar. I got rid of my original Swiss bar because this is just better. Because of that nice camber, it stabilized it a bit more. And the angles are a little bit out, so it's kind of semi-supinated, giving me the same benefits as the reverse grip bench press. I get a deeper stretch on my pecs in the bottom. So I love this thing, and definitely check out Bald Omni-Man's new bar, which is inspired by it. It's an improved version. Also, be sure to check out the Alex Leonidas Onyx bar with bells of steel. Here's my badass Spartan logo with the gold Titanized sleeves. Look at that shine. It's ribbed, spins well, with thin collars. Looks like an endgame weapon in a video game. Super aggressive knurling. You don't even need chalk. Very sticky. Powerlifting ring mark placement. Great if you can do a lot of bench presses and squats. In black Cerakote, so you can abuse this thing. It's never going to rust on you. It is built to last. And B, the last barbell you'll ever need. So now you can feel what I feel when working out. This bar is not rolling. It's by far the best quality option for this price point. And you also get a complimentary program, barbell only. So check it out. I know you're gonna love it, just like Bald Omni-Man did with his full review. Beautiful bar. And then regarding the weight plates, it's all cast iron. You know me, I love old school, man. So I got rid of the old ones I used to have, the rubbers, those sucked. I mean, the weight was good, but I want to hear rattling. I want to hear this shit. You know, some guys find that annoying, but to me, it's music to my ears. That's why I used to train at old school gyms. Kensley Fitness, train freaking neck curls. You just put it on, it's got this nice foam, and you can load it up with some very heavy weights without your hands being a limiting factor. Iron Mind Hub builds that finger strength. If you want to do one finger pull-ups like I used to do. Iron Mind loading pen, I've had this thing for like 7 years now. It's by far the best. 15 inches, that's the optimal height. The not optimal baby handle, because you're wider than this. Well, it's actually a length and partial. And for movements like T-bar rows, works pretty damn well. You can even argue pull-ups in a sense, because it's a compromised strength curve. More the short position that's limiting you. So if you just do partials, full stretch and then out to here, like that's gonna do a lot for you on those pull-ups. And if you do T-bar rows, I mean, you got the bigger plates at the same time with resistance profile that's circular, so it's all way to stretch. Use this damn thing, it's awesome. And I got the landman attachment in the back. Oh, one more thing, the flooring. This is 4 by 6 feet, stall mats. I had to go in the back of a warehouse to buy this. It's not meant for people who use this at home. Usually they get the puzzle mats or the interlocking ones, and I did all the cuts myself, okay? That was a bitch to do, but I got it down perfect. The only thing where there's no mats is right here at the garage door because I want to fully pass. But heating and cooling is excellent here. Flooring, I'm not gonna damage the concrete. Looks amazing, all blacked out. Got the wood, got the old school and the new school. Barbells are stored vertically. Everything's efficient. It's time to get the best gains in my freaking life. And it's gonna happen. I'm documenting everything. If you're interested, you can check out my membership option. So I'll be vlogging the segments. You're gonna see workout by workout, week by week as I get stronger. But if not, don't worry about it. There's still gonna be all kinds of B-roll. Everything moving forward is gonna be in this gym. I'm not going back to the commercial gym for quite some time. If I do, it's gonna be once in a blue moon. But I want guys to come here. I want to do collabs in here. You know, bring over the strong people. Let's lift some heavy ass weights. Show it's possible, the natural way. So this is my home gym, 3.0. It's taken years to get to this point, but there's nothing I can't do anymore. And it's only gonna keep getting better. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. Thanks for making this possible. It's all thanks to you. And I'll see you in the next video.